Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to some more F1 24 and another part of our Lewis Hamilton career mode. Today we are back with the Hungarian Grand Prix. Last time out we had a last to first challenge in Great Britain. Today we are looking at getting some upgrades on the car. Now we do have 778 resource points. We can do some rim covers. We could do some front wing end plates for some downforce. When would they be on the car? They'd be on just in time for Belgium. But there is a chance, actually. Yeah, why don't we try and rush that through and try and get it on the car for the next Grand Prix? That would be awesome if we could pull that off. So leave a like if you are enjoying all of that good stuff. Great to have seen so much engagement.
I'm afraid to say that we've had a major issue on the production line earlier this week, and the entire development package for the weekend has failed. Any redevelopments will need to be ordered from the R&D screen.
Yeah, we do have enough for that. That will be on the car for Belgium. Okay, that's all good. Let's see if this comes through. Well, of course it doesn't. Apparently it's only a 35% chance of failure, but anyway, now it won't come through until after Belgium. That's very annoying. Very annoying. But overall, car looking good. And there we go, and the roll dampers do come through. Meaning that we are now officially, for the first time since 2021, the best team on the grid. We have the best performing car. It should be a good weekend then in Hungary. Already a track that I very much enjoy, and I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do. Let's set some goals for this weekend then. Complete the weekend with no more than 3 collisions. Well, yeah, that's not going to work. Open the DRS slots for more than 50 seconds. Yep, that will work. Use overtake ERS mode for 35 seconds. Again, that should work. And this one here. Spend over 45 seconds in 4th gear. Again, I feel like that should work. So, yeah, we will set all of those goals and we'll head to the race weekend. Ooh, what's this?
Hello and welcome back, and as you can see, the paddock is a hive of activity behind us. More action, though, going on behind closed doors because, Anthony Davidson, we are in the middle of silly season. There is speculation everywhere as to where the drivers will move around the grid. Tell me from a driver's perspective, just how distracting is this?
It is a distraction, and it has been up until this point in the season, especially when you're outside of the car. But once that helmet goes on and the visor's down, it's back to business as usual, and that's when you see it all melt away. You're in the car doing what you do best. But yeah, certainly out of it, you sometimes see it boil over. Drivers have a few strong words to say to each other after some moments on track because it is such a stressful environment.
A huge mind game for all of the drivers. We're having secretive meetings, clandestine chats. What is exactly being said, though? Give us a level of insight.
So if you're not performing, obviously, you know, we're in a very brutal world in Formula One where the driver's data is there on show for inside your team for all to see, and you're constantly being compared against your teammate. There's nowhere to hide. And if you're not performing, then your team boss might be looking elsewhere and might not be telling you the full story. So sometimes you seek news from elsewhere in the paddock, even from the media. They might be telling you what's really going on with inside your team, and that's very uncomfortable. And then on the flip side, if you're having a great season, you might be the one having secretive talks with other teams that are performing better than your own team.
Okay, well, we're nearly out of time, so I'm going to send you to the commentary box, and we're going to get ready for today's Grand Prix.
Okay, that was really cool. That was really, really cool. Was not expecting that in the slightest, but that is awesome. Let's get ready for the Hungarian Grand Prix then. I thought they were going to announce us as a Ferrari driver for next season or something like that. That would have been absolutely awesome. But look how many parts failed this weekend. We could have been having a real go this weekend at completing the Grand Slam, maybe, if we'd got all of those upgrades in. But let's get to practice. Let's see how the pace is looking. And I'll see you guys in qualifying.
No pit stops, no strategy. It's all about the pace today. Qualifying day here at the Hungaroring for the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Okay, here we are then. Down on the track. Struggling a little bit in practice. We're going to add a little bit more front wing, take a bit off the rear wing there, but there is our setup for this weekend. Let's get ourselves into a qualifying lap and see how we get on in Q1. Right, here we come then, up to the line in Q1. It's going to be in the 16s. It's a 1:16.2, but that is slower than Pierre Gasly on a flying lap, and genuinely, I don't know how much more we could have done there. Okay, second lap in a row, and well, a little bit quicker. Puts us quicker than Gasly, but I'm not sure that's going to be anywhere near good enough to get through. We're about a tenth of a second off our teammate George Russell, but we just don't seem to have the outright pace this weekend, which is a little bit strange. But as you can see, you know, we're not much slower than George, so yeah, we'll just let it run its course and see where we end up. We should be through. And we are through in 10th place. George put in a half a second better lap towards the end there, but it might be a bit of squeaky bum time to get through to Q2 here. Or Q3, should I say. Right, here we come then. First lap in Q2, round the final corner. Headed up to the line. It's a better time, 15.8. But still not matching what George Russell did, for instance, in his first qualifying session. I mean, we can get 2 laps out of this, but see, we're 2/10 down already, so it's going to take something special to improve on it.
Dropped to P11.
Well, here we come. It's only a little improvement, but it's not going to be enough to get through to Q3. We are out in Q2. It's only P11 for the race tomorrow. That is a big disappointment. It's a big shock. And we're out by half a tenth of a second. It was a scrappy final lap, nowhere near our best. And, well, there you go. We are out of qualifying 2. And that is a big opportunity gone in what is supposedly the fastest car.
It's race day in Budapest as we get ready for another round of Formula One action. We're not expecting too many retirements at this circuit. There are plenty of current and former drivers with flawless finish rates here. In particular, Ralf Schumacher, who made it across the line in all 10 of his Hungarian Grand Prix starts. Located 12 miles northeast of the Hungarian capital Budapest, the 14 corners of the Hungaroring are steeped in history and prestige. Overtaking's always been difficult on this technical 2.7-mile track, but the last few years in particular have turned up some exceptional races. So let's hope we're in for another one here today. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. An immense lap from Fernando Alonso yesterday puts him on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Russell, Norris, Perez, Leclerc, Oscar Piastri, Sainz, Stroll, Ricciardo, Hamilton, Sonoda, Magnussen, Gasly, Albon, Hulkenberg, Joe, Sargent, Bottas, and Esteban Ocon lines up at the back of the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. And alongside me for the first time this season here in the commentary box, Naomi Schiff. Hello, Gnomes. Now, sadly, things didn't work out for them last time. It was a bad race. Question is, though, can they recover today?
It is true they had a really tough day in the office last time out, but they cannot dwell on that. It's so important to turn the page and start on a blank slate, because the more you dwell on that, the less it's going to push you in the right direction. So take some notes. Obviously, there's things to be learned, but move on.
Okay then, here we are. There is an alternate strategy of a two-stopper. I'm thinking though, let's try and get in there early. I mean, we have a brand. Do we have a brand new set? I want to say that's a brand new set of soft tires. So yeah, I'm thinking we could start on softs and come in lap 8-ish and get onto the hard tires. I'm thinking that might be a good idea to try and make some positions up, because we're in trouble. We're going to have to try something different. We're probably going to be the only driver on soft tires.
The formation
That's surely got to help.
And every driver will be looking to settle in for the race ahead.
Yep.
Making sure that their car is ready for the battle once the lights go out.
So Fernando Alonso is the man on pole position. But yeah, if we can get a good start on these soft tyres, maybe jump Ricciardo and Stroll, then we can maybe stay near the leaders, come in for those hard tyres, get a bit of an undercut.
So as all the cars reform the grids, the drivers
Get ourselves back into contention here.
They'll want to earn some valuable points from today's race, with final communications being done with their race engineers, ensuring the planned strategies are all in place.
So here we go then, lining up on the grid. P11, it's our lowest qualifying position for quite some time. Of course, we started last race down in 20th position, but we had put the fastest lap in qualifying. So, you know, we know that we were fast there. We know we're slow here. But let's get ourselves into the race. 5 red lights. Lights out, away we go. Here in Hungary, it's a decent start off the grid. Poor start for Perez. We get ourselves onto the grass there. Trying to overtake Lance Stroll. I think we're okay, just about. Into turn 1, managed to stay ahead. Even though we used the grass there. Could have went flying, but we're okay. And we're up to P8, just behind Daniel Ricciardo. As it stands, need to get past him pretty quickly if we want to have any chance today. But the main thing is we got off to a good start, get ahead of a couple of the cars. Obviously started P11, so made up 3 positions at turn 1. And now we're following Daniel Ricciardo, who is in essence a slower car than us. We should be able to make a move on. Go into hot lap mode on the ERS. Little squirt of ERS out of the final corner.
Enabled this lap. You can use it when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Looking pretty good at the start of this race now. Need to use these soft tyres. He's done well at the start there. Need to keep that going. Try not to get any sort of track extension warnings. Purple first sector, that's going to help. Right behind Daniel Ricciardo. Giving it our all here. This is looking good. If we can stay within a couple of tenths of a second going into the DRS zone, that's going to really help. But yeah, it's not happening. DRS open.
Okay, you're losing a small amount of time.
Actually, we're going to be under pressure to Carlos Sainz now. That's annoying. But just got to stick with it because we are quicker than Daniel Ricciardo. And we should be able to show that over the next couple of laps. Well, we're in trouble now. Dropped out of DRS range. There goes Carlos Sainz. Gonna fly down the inside. And we are through. So we defend our position in 8th place now. I don't think we're going to be able to catch up to Daniel Ricciardo now because we're defending from Carlos Sainz. And they're all going to have DRS. They're all in the leadership battle. Maybe our tyres are dropping off a little bit. But that was always going to be the risk. Starting on the soft tyres.
We're approaching the pit window now, and you're going to be on hards next time.
Well, there goes Carlos Sainz again. Once again, we're going to go down the inside and save that place. He's going to have a try up in towards turn 2. He's going to try and hold it round the outside. We leave him the space. He's still there as we head up towards turn 4. But again, we hold him off for now. Which is exactly what we want to do, but yeah. Car just does not have the pace this weekend, I'm afraid. And now it's about trying to save face, damage limitation. It looks like we're going to be able to defend quite well.
Be careful, we think you're going to start losing some tyre grip anytime now.
Still got 2 laps to go on these two, on this set of tyres before we come onto the hards. I'm actually going to come in this lap. I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to come in nice and early, try and get one hell of an undercut. These tyres are just not working. Perhaps the risk didn't pay off. Let's see then. Come in. Not the quickest pit stop, but we are away.
We go. No problems, very smooth. Mercedes will no doubt be very happy with that stop.
And these hard tyres will be able to last. You know, they should last.
Okay,
and
stay clear of the white line on the exit.
the pace should be pretty decent as well. But it gets us out of the way of Carlos Sainz. We'll stop battling him. Just focus on our own race now. And see where it takes us.
Okay, George is
Okay,
coming
people
in
are starting to come into the pits now. You can see we've made up about 10 seconds on the guys just in front of us with this undercut. So we're going to come out well before them. Now, let's see where we end up here.
Stopping now.
This is going to be quite tight, I think. Oh, this is very good. Oh, we're going to jump Leclerc. That is huge, and you can see that's George Russell right there. So that has worked an absolute treat for us then. That undercut. We have got ourselves into the leaders group.
ERS is low, ERS is low. Consider changing mode on your MFD or lift a little with gentle braking into corners to recharge it.
And now George is in amongst the slow riders up ahead. All we need to do really is get into that DRS zone, and all of a sudden we'll we're going to be right back with him. But, I mean, George will be absolutely mind-blowing that we're within 3 seconds of him. But that is how much of an undercut we have got. So that risk of coming in that early was very much worth it. Now we need to keep an eye on how many of these guys stay out. Most of them are, by the looks of it. So we've got to be careful here because Charles Leclerc is going to have DRS. But here we come, past the pit lane. And we come down the inside there, and it's Oscar Piastri out just in front of us. But we are up into 5th place. That is pretty huge. And now,
The Red Bull drivers just
okay, it's going to be a case of defending for the next 13 laps, but we've made a good amount of time on the likes of Sainz, who we were battling before. And this has catapulted us into a completely different battle. That's what we like to see. Charles.
Keep on him, he might make a mistake.
Well, that...
I'm afraid you've been given a time
Oh,
penalty
come
for that
on.
last incident.
What was that for? So we went over to defend from Charles. We break. Norris then loses his front wing. We come round the outside, take a void in action, and now we get a 3-second penalty. Unbelievable. Well, a couple of laps ago, Mark came on the radio and said Daniel Ricciardo has an issue, and you can see we have clearly closed in on him now. And that could give us a good opportunity to have another blocker in between ourselves, Sainz and Tsunoda, of trying to finish perhaps 6th in this race. I genuinely think we should be able to get 3 seconds ahead of Daniel Ricciardo, given how quickly we've closed in on him. And I think for the 2nd race in a row, it'll be decent damage limitation, to be honest with you. Yeah, Daniel really struggling through the corners. You can see now Sainz 2.4 seconds behind us. We're getting held up a little bit by Daniel Rick here. Oh yeah, a little bit of a wobble there. We got to get well ahead of Daniel Ricciardo here, otherwise this won't work. So here we go, DRS open. You get a double.
To the car behind, 1 second.
A double bout of it. Gonna head down the inside of Daniel Ricciardo. DRS open now. Now you gotta say we got a good chance to forge ahead. Well, here comes Sergio Perez. He is through. Carlos Sainz retired with an engine failure. And Yuki Tsunoda.
Okay, focus. We need
Let's
to
drop back a little bit. We are 6 seconds ahead of Alex Albon, so we should finish 8th, but it's not really good enough. I mean, I'm thinking maybe we have to move down the difficulty. I don't believe setup would account for this much lack of pace. You know, we're so far off George. Well, perhaps the AI are just particularly good round here. And we'll be back to normal next time out. But, yeah. It was an unfortunate incident with Norris. You know, we could have been in that leaders group just scrapping. But you can see, I mean, we're 15 seconds slower than them now. 15.5 seconds off Charles Leclerc, and just absolutely nowhere near. Not able to stay anywhere near Perez, and yeah, bit of a disaster really. Here comes Gasly, he's going to pass us now, and it's all going to be, can we stay within?
Look out for a bit of understeer when trailing the car ahead. They're going to be giving off dirty air, which is going to affect our tyres, so try to get past.
Can we stay more than 3 seconds ahead of the likes of Ocon and Albon and get ourselves 4 points here, which, as I say, I think that would be a bit of damage limitation today, but disappointing really. We would have expected to finish so much better around here. It's just not happened for us. But we'll stay with the action now until the end of the race, and we'll see if we manage to do it. You can see, you know, we've lost a second to Perez this lap. Losing out in our rivalry to George Russell, who, by the way, has just taken the lead on the final lap of the race, I think. He's ready for his 3rd consecutive race victory.
Okay, this is your final lap of the race.
Here comes Pierre Gasly, having a little look. We might as well battle him a little bit, have a bit of fun. He's not going to make his way past. We're just going to make sure we don't lose a second and a half to Ocon behind. I don't think that should happen.
And gap to the car in front, 2.7 seconds.
But yeah, it looks like George is going to win this ahead of Max Verstappen, Fernando Alonso and Oscar Piastri. Charles Leclerc a little bit further back in 5th, and then Perez is going to finish 6th. Tell you what, Ocon is starting to catch up a little bit here. We need to focus on the road ahead and make sure that we finish there. But George Russell does win his 3rd Grand Prix in a row, and I think he's going to go ahead of us in the championship, amazingly enough. But here we come then, round the final corner. We're going to be over the line in 7th, but in reality it's just going to be a P8 finish.
That one, guys, but still got some points. Thank you for the continued efforts. Super proud of you, still, let's keep pushing.
Here's the checkered flag. Here's our winner. By George, he's done it. Russell wins.
Wow, that's 3 wins in a row. They really are on a roll now and really building great momentum. They are clearly one to look out for.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners.
Very disappointing. But what can you do? Very, very well driven from George Russell there. Max Verstappen clearly pushed him all the way, but there you have it. And once again, George wins.
Action. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
And as I say, I think that means George will overtake us. Yes, he does, and decently as well. He's 9 points ahead of us in the championship. Charles Leclerc a further 2 points ahead. It's going to be a heated battle for runners-up position in the championship. We've had a couple of off races now. We really need to start booking our ideas up because we can push Red Bull all the way in the constructors. We're not going to catch Max Verstappen in the championship. There's no real chance of that. But if I can be up there fighting with George for these victories, then who knows what can happen. But yeah, we are disappointingly losing out on some parts of our rating, which is a real shame. Recognition is probably going to be going towards George very, very soon. We did complete our objectives, which is nice. And let's see how we end off this episode. The final race before the summer break, of course, is coming next time out in Belgium. And I'm very, very excited to get in to that race. We often perform very, very well there. So yes, very much looking forward to that. And that'll be next time out in the next episode. So if you've enjoyed that, give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 videos. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.